Redundancies running at record levels, it's inevitable that people would begin to find ways of beating the enforced leisure that's blighting so many lives of millions of people. This week in Glasgow, an organisation is launched to use of the skills of people, of any age really, who've become retired. They formed a register of tradesmen who will offer their services at half price to other retired folk. Well, not surprisingly, it's drawn a good deal of opposition from the trades unions, who say that not only does it exploit retired tradesmen, it also helps keep other skilled personnel out of work. Here's our industrial correspondent, Paul Murrican.
There are more than 300,000 people unemployed in Scotland at this time. A large proportion of them have been made redundant, and taking into account those who've retired for age or health reasons, it's estimated that there are over 1 million people here willing to work but forced to be idle. Throughout Britain, it's 10 million. At the same time, most retired people can't afford the high cost of house repairs, financial advice or holidays. This glossy brochure launches the brainchild of Glaswegian Gordon Forrester, who at 33 has had the idea of forming Action in Retirement, a register of people prepared to provide services for retired people at around half price. 59-year-old Randolph Kennedy retired a year ago because of high blood pressure after a lifetime of running his own plumber's business. But he wants to work 2 or 3 days a week doing odd plumbing jobs for old folk. He's one of the first to join the Glasgow Register in what's becoming rapidly known as the Dad's Army of tradesmen, doing the sort of small repairs most big companies aren't interested in tackling.
Well, I think that I like to be busy, but not too busy. And these wee kind of jobs like we're doing here, just putting on a washer or maybe fitting a wash hand basin, this keeps you active, and you don't want to sit around and just start going downhill, you know. That's the way of it. You must keep going. And I'm not retireable age yet, so I'm coming near it, you know.
Action in Retirement is actually based in the south of England and operates on a franchise system. The Glasgow branch, which like all the others is to be launched by a tea dance in a city centre ballroom, is run by Joyce Patterson from her home in White Craigs. It's expected that hundreds will actually turn up to sign up and, of course, pay their membership fee.
Oh yes, I'm sure. At the moment, the tradesmen are a bit thin on the ground, but there is a terrific interest, and a lot of them are waiting until Thursday, and they're coming to learn more about it. They have actually applied, as it were, and filled in an application form, so they're hoping to learn more on Thursday.
What about the standard of the work that they'll be able to achieve, though? Do you think it will be just as good as full-time professionals?
I think the standard of the work will be excellent, because these people have been professionals. And, I mean, you can be working in a job at 9 o'clock one morning, you retire that night, the next day you're not useless, are you? You're still fully qualified.
The launch in Glasgow's Plaza Ballroom next Thursday will attract not just retired folk. Trade union officials will be there as well to find out whether they've grounds for a campaign against the organisation. Well, the organisation charges £15 per couple for membership, and the managing director, Gordon Forrester, admits he makes a profit from it all. He's joining us up the line from Plymouth, and here in Glasgow is Hugh Wiper of the Transport and General Workers Union. Gordon Forrester, first, is it reasonable to make money out of retired people in this way?
This is a commercial company like any other, and you may put the same question to Goodyear or Pirelli or any other commercial company. We've always stated that we're not a voluntary or charitable institution. So therefore, yes, the answer is yes.
But is it true to say that you see retired people as a sort of untapped market with retirement money and redundancy money waiting to be spent?
I don't think it's quite like that. There are 10 million retired people in this country, as you know, probably better regarded as the forgotten fifth of our population. They are a commercial market, certainly, and we're offering a commercial service to them by offering them cut price or half price services by retired tradesmen at half the normal rates.
Oh, Hugh Wiper, isn't it fair to organise something like this? Because nobody else has done it, and there is obviously a need for it.
Well, I'm not so sure there's a need for it in those terms. I think Mr. Forrester is very commercially minded, and of course he's struck on an angle which appears to be, well, plausibly or very well intentioned, but really essentially I believe he's taken advantage of many pensioners who may feel they want to do a job and who are looking for extra cash and who might well appear to meet a need. Let me ask Mr. Forrester one or two questions, if you don't mind.
All right, you can certainly ask me one
Mr.
question.
Wiper, in the
Can I
first
just-
instance, if you don't mind, you've just made a statement which is completely and utterly unresearched anyway. You don't understand really the first thing about it. Your union, as well as the others, for very many years now, have used retired people as a political platform, have you not? You've asked for free coal, you've asked for free transportation, you've asked for pensions to go up. Much applause to you. But instead of playing lip service, why could you not have set up Action in Retirement 20 years ago? You have the manpower, you have the money, you have the administration nationwide.
Well, let's get an answer to
Yes,
that.
well,
because
the
unions
reason
have
for
been a
that's
bit
quite
behind in
the reason
getting
for
over
that's
this.
quite simple, Mr. Forrester. First of all, we're not out to exploit pensioners, whether they're doing the job or getting the job done. Secondly, there's 4 million people unemployed in this country at the present moment. Joiners, electricians, painters. And essentially what you are trying to do, or what you will do, is cut the price for the job normally recognised through trade union negotiations with the employers. And secondly, the people you'll hit hardest will be the small businessman who satisfies a need to many of those people. You argue the cowboy situation. The cowboy situation does exist, but there's no way you can guarantee to me or anyone else that the cowboy situation won't still exist with the scheme that you're trying to introduce.
But isn't it really sour grapes on your behalf because the unions haven't done this and have been slow in trying to organise something like
I
this?
don't think the unions should do this. After all, if people reach the age of 65, and I can understand the point that some of them may feel they would like to do something, but to simply exploit people over 65 years of age on the basis of many retired people, and I agree being exploited by cowboys, to move into that situation doesn't seem to me the way to tackle the problem. After all, if we do have reasonable rates for tradesmen in this country, there are plenty of small companies, small businessmen, who do a high standard job, employing tradesmen for the rate for the job, and what you're simply doing is playing on the emotions of many old people on this basis of them believing that they're exploited by some cowboys.
Final point from
You
Gordon
do
Forrester.
not guarantee any safety at all, neither do you guarantee the standard of the job.
We guarantee the standard of the job. We even say that we will underwrite the total cost of a job if they're not happy at all. We do everything in writing so that the person has a proper estimate there. And it's quite unrealistic to suggest anything else. These people are not being exploited. If you saw the level of work that we have and the number of people, retired people, who are on a fixed income, up to £67 a week on a retired pension, that we are helping to supplement this. You can ask any one of those, Mr. Hugh Viper, and you will find out that they are not being exploited. They're helping, they enjoy getting out of the armchair again, the wives enjoy them getting out and stop vegetating around the house and helping other people, sir.
That's very
Gentlemen,
nice
both.
at £57 per week.
Gentlemen both, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
That report from Paul Murrican, our industrial correspondent.